let's be real. I want to be real about something with these vaccines, since the whole vaccine jumped off today, right? So I want to be real about it. First of all, everybody should take the vaccine. Okay? Stop that bullshit about the vaccine, the vaccine. Now on the flip side, I understand why black people don't want to take the vaccine. Black people don't want to take the goddamn vaccine because they don't trust your white ass. That's what it really comes down to. Black people do not trust what white people are going to put in that goddamn vaccine because they don't watch white people destroy them over and over and over and over again. And if we ain't learned nothing from Nazi Germany, we learned that them Germans, they knew how to kill you right through their medical system. They was killing every injured or maimed or paraplegic in the entire country. Was doping them up, killing them, doing all kinds of shit to them. So I understand how black people think, but take the goddamn vaccine shot. Stop listening to the conspiracy theorists out here.
First and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash, double honors to the apostles, the great millstone. Peace, love, salutations, blessings to the house of David, which is the elect, the men, women, and children that are predestined to receive salvation and to be the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven, which is the kingdom of Israel. So, this is the head of the ISUPK, General Yahanna. One of the many wolves in sheep's clothing. Okay, that professed to know the Most High, but in his works he denies him. All right, and part of denying him is leading the sheep, okay, to the slaughter, because the Lord said, "If you love me, you would feed my sheep." Okay, and also the scripture says that the Lord will give us pastors after His own heart that will feed the flock with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Now, this guy is not feeding you, with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and on top of that, he's actually being double-minded. As the scripture says, a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways, because he tells you in the front and in the beginning to take the vaccine, that everybody should take the vaccine. And I'm going to prove to you through Esau's own conclusions that everybody shouldn't take the vaccine. All right. But he says that everybody should take the vaccine. And then on top of that, then he says that he understands why so-called black people, all right, Israelites, don't want to take the vaccines, because they don't trust so-called white people, which are the Edomites, all right, which the Edomites are the biblical arch nemesis, if you will, of the Israelites. So in essence, you shouldn't trust something that your enemy is giving to you as a device of salvation. All right, it's kind of like the Trojan horse during the army of during the War of Troy. All right, they had that Trojan horse that they came in. The story that they brought that wooden horse in as a peace offering, but there was actually a whole army inside of that horse. And when the whole city, okay, let their guard down, you had the army, pop out of that Trojan horse and slaughter everybody, while they weren't looking, all right, while they were, in their safety and security and unawares. So as prophets, as a true prophet of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, we're supposed to be doing what? Warning the people, all right, blowing the trumpet, all right, letting our people know, all right, who the wicked is, as the scripture says, then shall that wicked be revealed. So this man right here is speaking, a double tongued, because he's saying to take the vaccine, and then he's also saying that that the one who's giving you the vaccine is a wicked and is not trustworthy, all right, is not trustworthy. However, still take it. Okay, now let's finish what he says, and I'll get the scriptures.
You not to take the vaccine and all. So I understand how black people think, but take the goddamn vaccine shot. Stop listening to the conspiracy theorists out here telling you not to take the vaccine and all that. Man, listen. Let them run through them trials, finish what they got to do, and when the vaccine come around, don't even sweat that bullshit, man. You understand? The vaccine ain't worse than the crack era was. you lived through the crack era, then all right then you know the vaccine ain't worse. Man. Okay? Oh, you lived through the heroin era of the 60s and 70s when niggas was looking like creatures from...
Right. I feel the brother.
What white people gonna put in that goddamn bag?
I just want to run it back real quick.
I want to be real about it. First of all, everybody should take the vaccine.
All right, so let's go right here real quick. Now, this is from an article that just came out today. All right, it actually came out like maybe an hour and a half ago from Fox News. It says, Alaskan health care worker suffers adverse reaction after COVID-19 vaccine. The healthcare worker had an allergic reaction within 10 minutes of receiving the shot. Now, this is a healthcare worker, but that's something that you got to have in mind. All right. So it says, a healthcare worker in Alaska is doing quote unquote well after suffering an adverse reaction minutes after receiving the Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine, officials said. The healthcare worker, who is identified as a middle-aged woman, had an allergic reaction within 10 minutes of receiving the first of the Pfizer's 2-dose jab and was still being observed in the hospital's foyer at the time of the incident. The woman, whose name is being withheld, suffered an anaphylactic reaction that required hospitalization and monitoring, and will not be receiving the second dose of the vaccines, officials said. Her symptoms resolved within moments after receiving epinephrine, and she is scheduled to be released later Wednesday. Okay, now the thing about this is, once again, this was a healthcare worker, a woman that should have known her allergies, okay, that she has, because the same thing happened to two UK United Kingdom, as it's going to say here. Where is it at? The woman's reaction comes after two incidences were recorded in vaccine recipients in the UK, and is the first such instance in the US, officials said in a press conference on Wednesday, which is today. So this same thing happened in the UK on earlier last week, I believe. And I'm not sure if those were, I think they actually were healthcare workers, that the same thing happened to the healthcare workers over there. Now, the questions that I have is, for first, one, why wasn't this woman aware of the reactions or made known of, the anaphylactic reactions that might happen? Because we heard about it. Everybody heard about it, right? So, and they came out and said anybody that has, heavy reactions to allergies shouldn't take the vaccine. So this gives me the mindset that people do not know if they have heavy adverse reactions to allergies. Okay. And also, more so, you have a lot of our people that are disenfranchised, that are not, that doesn't have health care, that are not, well versed, I should say, for lack of a better word, in hospitals. And our people don't go to hospitals when they get sick. All right, because they don't have the main thing is because they don't have the means, they don't have the money for them hospital bills. So when you have this vaccine going now, everybody that get this vaccine, when it goes out to the population, everybody's not going to be going to the hospital to get this vaccine. This woman was, for lack of a better word, lucky enough to actually be in the hospital, because she's a healthcare worker, to be in the hospital when her reaction, fucking Satan, when her reaction happened. Okay, a lot of people are going to be taking these vaccines at CVS. They're going to be taking these vaccines at Walmart's. Your urgent cares, where you just take it and then you leave. So she had this reaction within 10 minutes, and if she wasn't in the hospital, who's to say that within those 10 minutes, if she didn't receive that epinephrine, that she would have actually, recovered? She might have actually went into an allergic shock or anaphylactic shock and could have possibly died if she wasn't in the hospital at the moment of taking that jab. All right. So once again, these people that took this jab, they were at the right place at the right time when they got that allergic reaction. a lot of Israelites are not going and are not going to be in the right place at the right time if they have this suffering an anaphylactic shock, okay, or anaphylactic reaction, which can cause you to go into a seizure, a shock. It can cause you to stop breathing. All right, close. When you have a allergic reaction, it can close up your windpipe. So this happening to people, that are typically not, well accustomed to going to hospitals. If they take the jab and go home, and on the way home, they have they're driving home or whatever, they have a anaphylactic reaction. They're not going to have their time. They won't have be afforded the time to receive an epinephrine shot so that their symptoms can resolve, like this woman. Now, this is the third person within the last week and a half that this happened to. Okay, and this is a person that actually is a healthcare worker. So this person is in the mindset of already knowing what to do and what is happening. A lot of Israelites are not going to, especially because a lot of Israelites, like I said in a previous video, a lot of people don't even know what they're allergic to, because some people could be allergic to bees but never know it because they've never been stung by a bee. Okay, you have children that could be allergic to have peanut allergies, but I'm talking about little infants, whatever, but don't know it because they've never been exposed to peanuts. They've never been exposed to. In order to have an allergy or have an allergic reaction, you got to be exposed to the thing that gives you this reaction. Okay, but here it is that this jab is actually, you're exposing yourself to an allergy that you might not even know that you have. And if you don't know that you have it, you take the jab and then you leave. You're not under anybody's immediate care. You're not being monitored like this woman was being monitored at the hospital. You leave and then you have this anaphylactic reaction. You could end up dying. You see? So this guy talking about take the jab, all right, take the vaccine. Well, he's not even being using wisdom when it comes to giving out that if you want to call it that advice, but that wicked advice. All right, and he says it. He says that black people, all right, Israelites don't trust what so-called white people, the Edomites, because of their history and how they treated us. So if you know that, how can you end it off with said what? So let's play this back.
Okay, stop that bullshit about the vaccine. Now on the flip side.
Now he's on the double tongue side.
Why black people don't want to take the vaccine? Black people don't want to take the goddamn vaccine because they don't trust your white ass. That's what it really comes down to. Black people do not trust what white people gonna put in that goddamn vaccine.
Which they shouldn't.
Because they don't watch white people destroy them over and over and over and over again. And if we ain't learned nothing from Nazi Germany, we learned that them Germans, they knew how to kill you right through their medical system. They was killing every injured and maimed or paraplegic in the entire country. Was doping them up, killing them, doing all kinds of shit to them. So I understand how black people think, but take the goddamn vaccine shot.
So he understands how they think about not trusting their enemy, but still trust your enemy. See, this is why we speak the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man, not the rudiments of men. All right, Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy. Okay, and he just gave examples on why not to trust the enemy. But then he goes and says, well, then still trust him. It says, never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So which means what? As iron rusteth, after a while, iron is going to rust and it's going to rust and it's going to rust and it's going to get more and more rusty. So is the wickedness of Esau, Edom. It only gets worse. His devil's wickedness from when he mentioned Nazi Germany to now, his wickedness didn't get better. It didn't get more. He didn't get less wicked. He got even more wicked. Remember, the scripture tells you that what? Let's get that real quick. Let me just pull it up from here and I'll go back. In Micah chapter 2, verse 1, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity. So they plan these iniquities, man. That's all these devils, these elites, that's all that they only got time. They don't gotta work. They don't gotta, raise families and all that stuff. No, all they gotta do is they got time to plan wickedness and to keep you Israelites oppressed and destroyed. So that's what they're thinking. It says, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. So all they're doing is thinking about more crafty ways to destroy you. All right. So that's why his wickedness is only gets worse. Verse 11, though he humble himself, your Anthony Fauci's, your Bill Gates, okay, your Joe Biden's, all right, everybody that makes it seem like they're so much for the black community, the Israelite community, that they want things to be better for you people, all right, that they're looking out for your best interest. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, take good heed and beware of him, as thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Okay, his rust being equivalent to his wickedness. All right, his wickedness is not altogether wiped away. This devil from the time of the Greeks to the time of the Romans to the time of the Spanish conquistadors to the time of Christopher Colon, all right, to the time of George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Bill Clinton, all the way up Thomas Jefferson. I mean, not Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, Donald Trump. Okay, it's not going to be wiped away. It's always going to be the same MO for Esau, man. It says, set him not by thee, lest when he has overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any shall come nigh a wild beast? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? So there you go. You've been warned, okay? You've been told about this devil and how much he seeks to destroy you. So there's not going to be any pity for anyone who trusts, any one of our people who goes and trusts this devil in his science, all right, or his pseudoscience, I should say. Okay? There's not going to be any pity who put their trust in Esau Edom. But you got guys like this guy, all right, and these wicked ass Eves out here that is promoting and advocating for our people to trust in Esau. All right, they're in league with this devil, man. All right, so this is why the scriptures talks about men like him, and we'll end it with this. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 15. It says, "Beware of false prophets," okay, like General Yahanna, "which come to you in sheep's clothing." Yeah, they claim, that the Israelites, they tell you your nationality, they even use the name of the Lord in the name of the Son. Okay? They tell you that we are the chosen people. They tell you who the devil is, the deceiver, but yet he tells you what? to trust the deceiver. Don't even sweat that bullshit. How does that even sound, man? It says, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Okay, they're going to lead you to your slaughter, man. It says, ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. Okay, and that's exactly what this man is, man. He's a corrupt tree bringing forth evil fruit and leading our people into a destruction, man. Okay, because they even speak about the chip, man. All right, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they don't believe the mark of the beast is the RFID chip. I could be mistaken. I know IUIC doesn't believe the mark of the beast is the microchip. Okay, but I'm not sure if they also says that. I believe they don't believe it's the mark of the beast too. Okay, so when that chip comes out, they'll be saying the same thing. That don't believe the conspiracy theorists of that chip, man. They take the chip. Everybody should take the chip. You see? And that's going to lead to your destruction, man. But, here it is. Hey, some people are appointed to disobedience, man. But we, being a faithful and being the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we are set at a defense for the gospel. So we got to warn our people. But we know that, as Paul said, Apostle Paul, if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, man. And a lot of people are going to follow this man's pernicious ways and lead into their condemnation. All right. But as for the elect, we're going to follow Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right. Yahushai, the Lamb, whithersoever he goeth, man. So, with that, call Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakha Kodash. Till next time, Shalom.